Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. I'm Dennis King, my co-host Tabitha Odegaard with us today, and we're certainly glad you joined us. Each week we try to have different organizations and people come in and talk about different things going on around the viewing area, and we hope we bring good information out there to you each week, and we certainly enjoy it because we learn a lot about some of these organizations and some of the projects going on that sometimes we don't even know about. How you been? Glad you could be with us this week.
You miss me, don't you, when I'm gone?
Yeah, it's much nicer when you're here, you know.
You always say that. I think you do a fine job without me.
You make the set look better, though. See,
I don't agree with that. But anyways, I'm doing fine.
Good.
Classes are going well, and
everything's going good. Busy, I think.
Busy.
How
yes.
was your Thanksgiving? And
it was good. I ate way too much, as always. But
see your family and
of course I did. Absolutely.
Are you getting your Christmas presents bought?
They're done.
Finished already?
Tree is up.
Oh my gosh.
Christmas is done, wrapped underneath the tree.
Do you know how long we've got till Christmas? We got several days till Christmas.
Yeah, several days till Christmas, exactly.
So I guess I need to get started.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I had good food and good company, and we had a good time. Enjoyed it. Had a great time.
Good. And your Christmas?
Well, I haven't really started buying too much yet. I've bought a few things, but I'll get there. I mean, I promise you by Christmas Eve I'll have them all bought. That'll be good.
By the end of Christmas Eve?
By the end of Christmas Eve, yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a quick break. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a lady about a very important program that goes on here in the viewing area.
Down to Shelby's this holiday season. You'll be inspired by the winter wonderland as you stroll through our holiday decor. The little ones will love a visit from the Elf on the Shelf. Hog fans can show off their Razorback spirit. Families can gather around a fresh bowl of Whirly Popped popcorn. Da Vinci charms are loved by girls and women alike. If you're looking for that sparkle in her eyes, our Virgin Saints and Angels jewelry will do just that. Shelby's. Gifts for you, your home, and your friends.
Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence. Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television, and then our first guest in the studio today is with an organization called CASA. Christy Williams. Thank you, Christy, being with us today. Thanks for contacting me and to come in and talk about CASA. And actually, I thought you had came in at one time, but it was your sister, I guess. Is that true? That came in?
Yeah, she's with the call.
She's with the call. Okay, so she talked about it at one time. But we're glad you're here. And so let's get started. Let's talk about CASA. Tell us what CASA means, I guess, would be the first thing.
CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. And that's for children in the foster care system.
Okay.
And these are advocates that are just volunteers from our local community that are looking for a way to give back and to help be a part of the solution for these children that are kind of in limbo in the system.
Okay.
And so what does that involve? What is that exactly? A little bit more detail just to tell us.
Well, what
would they do
when
to
a situation arises where children are removed from their home, whether it's from neglect or abuse, or loss of a family member, a caregiver, and there's nowhere for them to go. When they become in the state's care, they go to court, and the judge for the 14th Judicial District, which is what we're in, makes a decision what needs to happen with these children, and sometimes they're returned home. Situations can be rectified quickly, and that's the best because it's very hard on these children. Sure. CASA is present in court every time we have the juvenile court, and the judge will decide if CASA is appropriate to be assigned to a case, and at that point we're given an order Our volunteers are from the community, and they are recruited. A lot of them have been approaching us lately. People are really feeling a need to give back. And we train our advocates with 30 hours of classroom training. We do background checks, all of the things that to ensure that people that we're entrusting to care for these children and be a voice for these children are able to be that. So after the advocates are trained and sworn in by the judge, we then choose a case that suits that advocate. Then that advocate is given an order that they can take with them to gather all the information regarding this child and to make a good recommendation to the judge on what needs to happen next. Children with advocates typically spend 50% less time in the system, in foster homes or facilities. Sometimes they're put in shelters because there aren't enough foster homes. So it's pretty urgent that we represent these children clearly with their needs present. We are solely for the child. Fortunately, the vast majority of the time, returning home is the best for that child because there's such a benefit just to your being returned to your own culture and the people who know you and know where you've been. And so our goal is to make that happen as quickly as possible, whatever needs to happen.
What age group would you be? I don't know if you're talking about smaller or younger children, or are you talking about teen? I mean, what age do you represent?
It's age, all ages. We've had children, and actually children are allowed to stay in the system after they turn 18 all the way to age 21 if they choose. Okay. Of course, they still have to go along with state guidelines, so some don't choose to do that, but some do. And so we represent from birth because of Garrett's Law. If a child tests positive at birth for drugs, the state immediately takes custody of the child. Okay. And so we represent infants, newborns, all the way up to age 21. So it's a variety, and that's why a wide range of advocates is important, because some people are naturally better with infants or children or knowing the needs of those, and some people do very well with teenagers. We have boys and girls, so sometimes a child needs maybe a boy would need a male person to connect to. We really just try and bond somewhat with the child so they know that we're there with them every time. We go to court every time they go to court. We submit a report to the judge every time they go to court with updates on their education, their physical needs, their medical needs, their where their placement is. We keep judge up to date on how many times they've been moved, because that can affect their schooling. And so we're just an extra set of eyes and ears.
If somebody wanted to help out, where do they go? I mean, what number do they call? Or?
They can call us at the CASA office. It's 870-743-2212. They just let us know they're interested. We start with an initial questionnaire, which kind of lets us know what we use it all the way down the line to even assigning cases, because it helps us some information on what cases they might do better with. But there are tons of ways to support the CASA program. We have someone right now helping us to build our website. We have luncheons for the advocates that we would love to have local businesses support those luncheons. There's just so many ways, so many things that have to happen, that there's so many opportunities to volunteer with CASA, even if you're not able to be a volunteer. And the volunteer we require, generally we ask people to commit to 10 to 15 hours a month.
A month.
Okay.
Well, that's not too much, really.
No.
You think about volunteering for any organization, that's not a lot. I really thought she was going to say 10, 15 hours a week. Because, well, I really did.
You can.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
They would love that.
Yeah. We will take all that is necessary, and we ask that the advocates be willing to make a commitment of a year to a year and a half, because cases can run that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was my next question, actually. Once a person or advocate is assigned to a child, they stay with them.
Yes.
They stay assigned to that. Now, they'll have others, but they stay assigned.
Yeah, and we don't assign over 2 cases per advocate. We have a lot of, recently we've had a lot of advocates come in as couples, which is really nice because you have someone then to bounce things off of at home. And we're available to them as much as possible, but sometimes you just need that someone that understands where the track you're on, and sometimes a partner, a spouse can be something like that.
What counties do you cover?
We're the 14th Judicial District, so we cover Baxter, Marion, Boone, and Newton counties.
Okay, four counties. So how do you get your funding, I guess, to operate? How do you fund it, by state or federal government or something? Or?
We do get federal grants yearly. We're reviewed, and the number of advocates dictates the amount of money. We also depend on local contributions. Any amount is always appreciated because we have, we run our office, and we have advocates that we support in different ways. And so there's a lot of ways that we need those financial support and from our community. So financially, that's about our avenues. We do a lot of grants, different businesses, and United Way gives to CASA usually yearly.
Where's CASA located at?
We are located off of Willow that goes down the southwest corner of the square. Okay. We're kind of in the old First Federal Building. Okay. We are in the old First Federal Building. We're on the east side of that building.
Okay. You're the CVB is in the main part.
CVB and housing.
You go in the side door to your. I kind of lost track of where you were. One time you were over on Pine Street, I guess, in that building, and then I've forgotten where you'd moved to.
Yeah, but we've got a pretty good location
the old First Federal Building. That's a good location to be there. Centrally located and easy to find.
Yes.
So you're always looking for advocates, obviously.
Always.
Volunteers.
And CASA, National CASA, because we're a nationwide program. This is not just our district. National CASA has set a goal to have every child represented by the year 2020. And right now, currently, in our district, we're representing about 40% of the children.
Are you really?
So we have a huge need. Yeah. We've got a big deficit to bring about. And it's very difficult to sit there and decide which case deserves an advocate, because we don't have enough advocates for all of them. And so you have to decide which child is most at risk or appears to be most at risk and hope that you made the right decision.
Wow.
So having enough advocates would remove the chance that we've not covered the right child and that maybe they need extra eyes and ears. DHS, our local family services, they're working so hard, but they, as with any DHS, they have such a caseload per worker that that's the unique benefit to CASA. We're with a small caseload. Our advocates are able to have more time to dedicate, more knowledge, in-depth knowledge on each case.
Yeah, I could see where that would, and especially if you're only going to have 2 children assigned to you, you think about how many. If your numbers are big, you really do need a lot of volunteers because that's not you're not covering a whole lot, but that's good.
I think about 250 kids came through the system last year.
Wow.
In our district.
Just in the 4 counties that you represent. Well, Christy, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for coming in and explaining CASA to our viewing audience. A lot of people didn't know what, or do not know what CASA stands for. And it's a very important organization, and it takes a lot of volunteers. And if you happen to be out there and you're watching the show and you'd like to get involved, again, what's your phone number again, Christy?
870-743-2212.
Call Christy Williams down at the CASA office. They're in the old First Federal Building right on the corner downtown. They're easy to find there. Go in and talk to them. Might be something you could help them with, and it would help you serve as a very self-serving project to do. Stay with us. Be back in a moment on Connection. We'll talk with another person about a big project going on here in the Harrison area.
Gifts, and more gifts. That's what you'll find at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. Come in and browse their vast assortment of unique Christmas ornaments, wreaths, and wall decor. For the holidays, Sisters has added a new line of handmade rings, bracelets, and necklaces. If you like sweets, pick up some of their local made candy and snacks. Whether you're looking for a bold centerpiece, an artistic floral arrangement, serving pieces, or all occasion tabletop items, Sisters has something for everyone. Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. We are so much more than flowers.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, Tabitha Odegaard, thanks for joining us today on the show. That we try to do a new show each week and have organizations come in, and it's always a pleasure to talk to these individuals and find out more about what they're doing out there in the viewing area. And our next guest today is no stranger. It's Kevin Merrill, and from Main Street Service. Kevin, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis,
for being on the show
today.
today.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
He's always on here.
Yeah, we're going to get going here. What are we going to talk about here on this?
We're going to talk about the Rotary Club, and we can just tell our viewers what is the Rotary Club would be.
The Rotary, great question. The Rotary Club is a worldwide organization. Was started over 100 years ago by men just wanting to fellowship together, businessmen and that wanted to fellowship together in their businesses, and maybe it's kind of like what the Chamber of Commerce does. You know, they have those little mixers and stuff like that. Well, it developed into a great organization where they started going out into their individual communities and doing service projects, doing things for people that were less fortunate, and raising money for scholarships and so on. And so the Rotary Club in Harrison's been around since 1919. So we're coming up on 100 years being in this community. And some of the things that the Rotary Club's been able to do over the years has just been phenomenal. For instance, one of the things that we do right now is we have the Rotary Dental Clinic, which is a free dental clinic that people that don't have the funds or the means available to go see a dentist can go have teeth extracted if needed or whatever. And so they can, people could contact through the Sharing Care. That's where they would go if they have a dental type issue, and they can go there and see whether we can help them out at that dental clinic. And we've got local doctors, local dentists that come in and volunteer their time. And so it's just an awesome deal. The city has given us a place. I think there's like $1 lease for 18 years. You know how that goes and everything. So that's been really nice to have that facility. Then we do the spaghetti fundraiser that we do on Colors Day at the high school, and that's a big fundraiser for us. And the funds that we get through that are given back to the community via scholarships for our kids. We've got single parents that are going out here to the college, and so we provide some scholarships for them as well. And then also something that we wanted to come and talk to you about today is what we're calling Rotary in Motion. Yes. We're doing a car giveaway, and there are, there's so many people in our community that maybe are less fortunate than you or I, that can't even rely on their transportation to get to work, or to take their kids to school, or to go to a doctor, or whatever that situation is. And so we saw a need that if we could give a good quality vehicle to a family in need, then what a benefit that would be. And so right now we're raising funds to do some repairs on a vehicle that we've gotten. And so we're going to make sure it's reliable. A new battery, fresh tires, mechanically running sound, and so on. So we're raising funds right now to do that. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about this morning.
Where do you sign up?
Well, first of all, what we're doing is we're working with the local agencies. I always do this. Going back to what we were just talking about, some of the funds that we raise, CASA was just here, right? They're one of the entities in town that we give money to during our Rotary Annual Love Fest. And so we give money to them. We give money to sanctuaries. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on. but we give money to them, and what we're doing is we've actually sent them a letter, told them what we're doing, and asking them out of their clientele is to go out to their clientele and take applications on who would be a good fit for this vehicle that we're giving away. And so if somebody says, hey, I need a vehicle, they can contact those different agencies and make an application, and then they will submit to the Rotary Club a committee that will select the person that's going to be winning the car.
Is there a lot of people in Harrison that need a car, that need this?
Oh yeah,
a big need, I bet. Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are driving vehicles that are unsafe. You know, their tires are, bald and just dangerous. So not only is it a danger to them, but it's also a danger to the other people out on the road. There are people that, they don't know if they're going to go out in the morning if the vehicle is going to start. Or if it gets started, if they get halfway to where they're going, is it going to actually get there and back again? And so there's a lot of need like that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of those cars that aren't worth fixing. There's just so many things wrong with them that it doesn't make sense just to put a set, because if you're looking at a set of tires, my goodness, that's a $400 investment minimum with, but still, now it's got new tread on it, but it still won't make it there and back, know.
I tell you, Kevin, let's what I'd like to do, since this is kind of a twofold project, let's start by, the Rotarians are going to be selling tickets, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I buy a ticket, am I going to get a chance to win something myself?
I'm glad you asked that, Dennis. You sure are.
Let's explain that.
We're with every ticket, a person gets an opportunity for a drawing for the weekend getaway in Eureka Springs.
Okay.
So this is going to be hotel, meals, a few other nice things that go along with that.
Okay.
And Hits 96 has been kind enough to generate that package for us.
Okay.
And so we're really excited about that. So we're giving those away. We're going to be doing that at halftime at Colors Day. That's the night that we're going to have the vehicle out front of the high school on display so the community can see the vehicle that we're giving away. Hopefully the family or individual that we give the vehicle to will be there to receive the keys at halftime. And just to let the community know that Rotary Club is here for our community, and that we're here for just whatever there's so many good causes out there, right?
Right.
How much is the ticket?
The ticket's great question. The tickets are $25, and again, for each ticket, you get a chance for a weekend getaway over there. So those tickets can be purchased either at Main Street Service Center at my shop, or they can call 741-4252. And then they can also call my cell at 391-9639, and we can get that done for them as well. I was looking over my notes here. I just wanted to share with you, some of the different agencies that we're working with. Boone County Special Services, Ozark Rape Crisis Center, the NARMC Foundation, Hospice, Harrison Parks and Recreation, Boone County Special Services, and Special Olympics. Those are some of the agencies that we've sent out the applications to and the letters to. So
they can get it out in the people's hands.
That's
so
right.
They can register to hopefully win this car, and they need it. So the tickets are on sale. I guess they're on sale now, right? Tickets are on sale. They're $25 per ticket. So what you're really doing when you buy a ticket, you're getting a chance to win a weekend for two people at Eureka Springs with food and lodging and everything. But probably more importantly, your $25 is actually going to go toward the funding of this automobile.
That's right. And all the donations that we get, you're making a donation, you're getting a ticket for free.
Right.
The donations are made out to the Rotary Foundation.
So
and that's a tax deductible situation there for folks.
Very good.
And we've already had First Federal Bank here in town has already stepped up to what's called the engine sponsor. We did different levels of sponsoring, for instance, different businesses and so on that want to help out with this. Engine level sponsor is our highest sponsor, and it's $1,000. And so First Federal Bank has already stepped up and said, this is what we want to do for you. And we've had some others that have gone in with the tune-up sponsor, and that's $100 to $250. We've got the tire level sponsor, the transmission level sponsor, and an oil level sponsor. So if you, it's like, hey, if I can't afford that engine, but here's an oil, here's an oil change sponsor. And so from $50 to $99, for instance, on the oil change sponsorship, $100 to $249 on the tune-up. $250 to $499 on the tire level sponsor, and transmissions $500 to $999, and then we've got the engine level sponsor $1,000 and above.
And you might mention there, I was looking at the sheet that you had sent me. I got on this. For instance, the $50 to $99 sponsor level, you get the recognition, obviously, of being one of those sponsors, but you get 2 free tickets to the spaghetti supper, and each level has different things that you get, which is pretty good, really. I mean, that's a not only doing a great deed,
right,
but you're giving back some things to those individuals.
That's right. And also with the different sponsor packages, for instance, the bank is going to be getting 50 or 20 tickets
for
the weekend getaway, so they can either give those to their employees or whoever they want to. They're also going to have a nice, they're actually at the spaghetti supper. If people are familiar with that, they just go in and they go through the line, get their plate, and go sit down. These different sponsor levels, some of them we're going to have tables and we're going to wait on them. Right, so we're gonna they're gonna have nice
VIP service.
That's right. We're gonna have a whole section. In fact, right now we're looking for a sponsorship to sponsor that area of the dining room where it'll be their own setting and so on and so forth. It'll be a nice place where we'll go and wait on them and stuff. And then also these sponsors will actually get a follow-up dinner, special dinner, just thanking them for their time and stuff like that we're going to do for them.
We've got about 2 minutes left. I don't know if we've answered all the things that we need to talk about, Kevin. Did I miss anything? Talked about the tickets, the giveaway. We talked about Rotary. The Rotary in Motion car giveaway is the promotion itself. Is there anything else we need to tell the viewing audience about this other than we'd sure like for them to all get involved?
Absolutely. Well, and thank you all again for having us. One of the things is whenever Rotary started out initially, it was just men, and it was men only. Right. And of course, things have changed. Back about 20 years ago, they started allowing women in, and so there's sometimes these civic clubs are viewed as an old men's club or a lunch club, and that is not what Rotary is at all. I think in times past, we could have defined it like that, but we've got a lot of young professionals, young entrepreneurs that are in Rotary Club here locally, men and women. And so we're all the time looking for people that want to get involved in the community. Maybe don't exactly know how individually, but come and join the Rotary Club, and collectively, we can do so much more for the community.
Absolutely.
Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming in. As always, Kevin, you never have to worry about getting all the information and details. Kevin has done advertising with us here for years, and I go in, and he just stand in front of the camera and he can talk about all these different things. He's well spoken and does a great job, and we appreciate you.
Well, thanks, Dennis and Tabitha. Thank you so much for having me.
And good luck with this promotion.
Thank you.
Very worthwhile. Kevin Merrill in with the Harrison Rotary Club today, talking about a big project. It's Rotary in Motion. It's a big car giveaway. Some needy family out there is going to get an automobile that's in great condition after getting all the fixings done to it, and the Rotary Club of Harrison is the one that's going to make sure that family is going to be getting this automobile, and certainly needed, I'm sure. So if you could buy a ticket, $25, that will help not only take care of purchasing some of the things for this automobile, but also they'll use that money for whatever. Rotary does so many different things. And the spaghetti supper coming up, it's a great place to go eat. They have the best spaghetti, and it's Colors Day up at the high school. It'll be right there in the cafeteria area. Can't miss it. You'll see all the signs, and also they'll be giving away that car that night too. Glad you could join me this week. I hope you continue with your Christmas tradition of, well, you've already got all your presents.
I'm done.
I got to get in the traditional part of it and start buying some presents. Thanks for joining us on Connection.